And now we get ready for the playoffs to begin in the 75th anniversary of the National Basketball Association. Of course, our two playing games tonight are the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Brooklyn Nets, and of course, Minnesota Timberwolves versus Los Angeles Clippers. When it comes to my picks for those games, I got the Timberwolves winning tonight, and I got Brooklyn winning tonight. Even though Brooklyn doesn't play that much defense, and their offense is, Kevin Durant, Kyrie go out there and cook them. They don't play that much defense, but they still should be enough to beat the Cavaliers tonight. The Cavaliers still are missing Jared Allen. They have gotten guys back like Caris LeVert recently, but they did slide in the regular season because they were at like a third and a fourth seed at one point, and then now in the play-in tournament. So they should be enough to beat them. When it comes to the Timberwolves, they've been playing pretty good all year. Well, for their standards, they are Timberwolves, and Paul George is just getting back, but he may not be enough to beat Timberwolves tonight. He may not be enough. I think he'll play good. I think Reggie Jackson will play good. But hopefully Ant can be consistent and Cat can do his thing from the three-point line, and they win that game too. I still think the Clippers will advance in the play-in based off who they play, whether it's the Spurs or the Pelicans in the next game. Now we're going to be discussing the awards. First team, second team, third team. When it comes to the MVP award, I had Joel or Giannis winning it. I picked Joel to win it. In my last video about the awards in regular season, it's not going to Joel. No, some of those votes got leaked. I'm pretty sure it's going to Jokić. I don't have a problem with going to Jokić either. He had a great season. I'm seeing folks act like he robbed Joel though, because Joel is the scoring champ and he leads in one of the major categories, and Jokić doesn't. So he's not worthy of MVP. Well, he didn't have an MVP caliber season, even though he's like top 10 in all the major categories. Well, for a big man, points, rebounds, assists, he's top 10 in all those. He's second in the league in rebounding, just behind Rudy Gobert. He's like top 10 in scoring, like 26, 27 points a game. So yeah, he didn't rob Joel. There's 3 wins separating those two teams. I know Denver is a 6th seed while Philly is a 3rd seed, and that doesn't look as good, but it's only 3 wins. You could say that Joel's had a better cast, and he has, because he had James Harden for 20 games. That's more than Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. combined. I know the Nuggets bench is pretty good, but the Sixers have, a better roster compared to Denver. I do not think those 3 wins are enough to separate Joel from Jokić when it comes to MVP conversation. I really don't, but when it comes to the Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player of the Year, all those I got wrong, which isn't surprising at all. I picked Og Anunoby for Most Improved Player. That's definitely going to Jordan Poole or Darius Garland. Now, I know that Ja's in the lead for that, but I'm not going to care that he wins because he is a 2nd overall pick, and these leaps from year to year are expected from the 2nd overall pick, not from someone that I just know barely in the rotation, they're in the G League for the end of the season last year, like Jordan Poole, and they have a huge points per game increase, or Darius Garland, vastly improves his playmaking from last year. Like, you don't expect that from Darius Garland and Jordan Poole, but from the 2nd overall pick, Ja Morant, you expect him to be a better player and to lead his team, to more wins. That isn't surprising, even though he missed 22 games this year, but that's not surprising at all. My initial prediction for Defensive Player of the Year is going to be Giannis or Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis damn sure isn't winning it. Giannis is going to be in the mix. Don't think he's going to do enough to win it though. And I'm going to assume it's going to Mikal Bridges. That's what it looks like the votes is coming to. But Marcus Smart, Rudy Gobert are also in the mix. Draymond Green. Pretty sure Draymond missed too many games. Mikal Bridges didn't miss any games at all. But I believe it's going to him. He was a great defender all year for Phoenix Suns. Didn't miss any games. Have no issue with him winning it. I don't think Rudy Gobert is good enough to win a 4th one, and I don't think it'll look good for him in the long term if Utah, they fizzle out. He's the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and he gets cooked in the playoffs. Not him getting cooked specifically, but him getting schemed out the game due to his team's weaknesses, blah, blah, blah. You get it. But, yeah, I don't think Rudy Gobert is worthy of his 4th Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think so. Now let's talk All-NBA, all 3 squads. One thing to note, I'm pretty sure they did decide to either list Giannis or Joel as a forward, which is fine because I think all 3 of them should make the first team. I don't really care about that whole position stipulate. You got more blending of positions, guys changing positions. It doesn't really matter to me. But for the first team, You got Trae Young, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokić, Joel Embiid. That is the first team. Second team, Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, DeMar DeRozan, Karl-Anthony Towns. Third team, John Morant, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gobert. Pretty good list, you ask me. Reason why some of these guys aren't on the second team would be because of their wins and how many games they've missed, and just the players above them being pretty better than them. And of course, in the second team, you have DeMar listed as a forward. Don't really care. Tatum, again, he's a forward. You can say he's a guard. Doesn't really matter. If it was me, you abolish the whole position stipulate, and you just put the best 15 players. Whoop-de-whoop-whoop. But again, third team, John Morant, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gobert. The reason why the third team looks like this would have to be John Morant missed 20 some odd games. Same thing with LeBron. Same with KD. I believe it's more like 12 13 games. Rudy Gobert, I mean, yeah, he's just an all-NBA third team center. Pretty fine with me. Donovan Mitchell, third team guard. Team kind of fell apart later in the season, but still good enough to be on the third team. Our last awards will be the Sixth Man of the Year. That is going to Tyler Herro. No contest. I'm pretty sure I picked someone from Utah Jazz to win it. That's not happening. And of course, Rookie of the Year, I had Jalen Green. It's not going to Jalen Green. It's going to Evan Mobley. But I'm glad that Cade, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Green all look good this year. Cade and Jalen especially did have some struggles when it came to shooting, but they definitely turned on in the second half. I mean, Jalen Green ends the season with like a stretch of 20, 30-point games. His last game was a 40-point game, career high. I'm just glad the rookie class looks pretty strong. I mean, you got the top three guys. Of course, you got Josh Giddey, Scotty Barnes that also look great. Like, it's a good rookie class. Really excited to see what this class does going forward, even though the Lakers don't have any of these rookies. But we'll wrap this up. With that out the way, y'all stay safe, and I'm out.